watching News Guy Camping. Want to say hi. Good evening. I'm here in Cherry Springs State Park in Potter County, up in Pennsylvania, up in northern Pennsylvania, darn near close to the New York state line. And originally my wife and I had planned on coming out, but she couldn't make it because of work commitments. So I'm here by myself. I'm doing a solo camp for tonight, tomorrow, and Wednesday morning here. It's Monday, September 8th, so you'll be seeing this about a week later. It's about a 3.5 hour drive from where I live. So, really nice area. Leaves are starting to change already up here. It's nice and cool. Right now, it's supposed to get down to like 41 degrees tonight. I'm testing out a new tent. It's the Thouse Winds Capricorn 2-person tent. It's a trekking pole tent, something new for me. I had a little bit of trouble putting it up because I'd never put up a trekking pole tent before, but I kind of got the hang of it, and I'll show you pictures of it pretty soon here. But it's not bad. Roomy inside. I'm 6'3", and I saw it on another YouTuber site, Novice Wild Camper. He's 6'4", and he said that he was touching the ends of it. And so I should get like a foot box or something for my feet so they don't get condensation on them. I got Tyvek booties so that when I do sleep, if my feet do come in contact, they're not getting wet. It's just gonna hit the the booties. I should have made a Tyvek foot box, but I didn't even think about it. I was running late. But I'm here, and I'm on vacation this week. I mentioned that last video. Excuse me. I'm having a cup of coffee, and pretty soon here I'm going to dig into a British 24-hour ration sent to me by Germs MRE. Once again, Germs, thank you so much. It's a nice little spot. It's a little bit more crowded than I thought for Monday. But yeah, there's quite a few people here. It's not loud though. It's very quiet. That's why I'm whispering a little bit. So I'm hoping you guys will enjoy coming along with me. It's not going to be a great adventure. I'd rather do a little bit more dispersed camping, which I hope to do with the upcoming fall here. Really close by here in the Allegheny National Forest. Maybe go off on a trail and do some dispersed camping. But right now I'm going to finish my coffee, and then I'll tear into the British MRE and see what I can have for dinner. Okay. Cheers. So we're going to test this out and see here. Let me get my knife. And check this out. Let's see. Here's our accessory pack. We'll put that out there in a little bit. Let's see. Got our hot chocolate flavor powder. We've got drink powder with flavor. This is lime flavored. I've got my muesli with milk. Let's see, what else? Cinnamon cake. Ooh, that sounds good. That's a breakfast thing. Let's see, what do we got here? Oatmeal block. That's possibly a dessert thing. It could be a dessert thing. We'll try that. tropical fruit and nut mix. That could be lunch. We've got fruit flavored drink powder. Boy, this has a lot of drinks in it. Fortified energy drink powder. This is apple flavored. Ooh, that sounds good. I'm going to save that for tomorrow. Cookies and cream flavor bar. Oh, they misspelled it. See, it has a U in it. Darn. Everything has a U in it here. Boy, they better get new printers. The Pinda Chana Aloo. May contain peanuts, water, chickpeas, onions, tomato paste. Store ambient, ready to eat hot or cold, stir well before serving. Interesting. That might be my dinner tonight. Energy drink powder. Black currant. And these nuts are here. Chestnuts. Best before March 2026. That's pretty good. Let's see what else we got here. We have sausage casserole. I think that's going to be lunch for tomorrow. Yeah, I think that's going to be lunch for tomorrow. We have sambal spicy red chili sauce. We have peanut butter. Feels like it got very hard. Gonna have to work that out. That's what she said. Some matches and a striker. And water purification tablets. Okay, that's it for the British ration. I think we're going to have the Pindi Chana Aloo for dinner tonight. And maybe the oatmeal block for dessert. So that's sausage casserole. Muesli, the cookie bar, and everything else for it. Let's see what we get into the accessory pack here. We get a long-handled spork, which seems very robust. I've been watching Ration Nerd and Germs MRE on how to do these things. So yeah, look, it's very robust. It bends a little bit, but doesn't want to break. Not as good as our American MRE spoon, but you know. Let's see what else we get. I got the hand wipes. Yes, or the butt wipe, however you want to put it. Dental gum. Oh, there's a good amount of bits in there. Tissues, which is good because my nose is running. Tea, blah. And this is, I was saying, this is whitener. Should be 4 of those. More tea, blah, blah. More whitener. This is white sugar packed in China. Ugh. More sugar, Chinese sugar. I don't know about that. Packed in China. Yeah, I'm not happy about that. We have more sugar. And we have more sugar. Another hand sanitizer. This is instant coffee. Yay! And instant coffee. And I thought I'd let you see this, Jeremy. I appreciate it. While that's cooking, or heating up, I should say, reheating, I'm going to tell you a little bit about my week. Had a interesting week. Covered a very sad story about a 9-year-old girl who was found deceased in a plastic tote and blanket. She was allegedly killed by her caregiver, and I don't know what else to say about it. It's and her caregiver's live-in girlfriend. They were in a relationship, as the district attorney said, that they called one of the women mommy and the other one daddy. The girl that, there was like 4 other kids in the house. And from what I understand, there's one in the hospital right now. The kids have been removed to foster care. The district attorney said that there was signs of systemic abuse in the house. And this 9-year-old girl had allegedly been burned on her back in the bathtub. And the caregiver was afraid she would get in trouble, so she let it go. And from what it sounds like, the girl may have died because her burn wasn't treated and it may have gotten septic. That's our guess. And when she passed away, both caregivers of the house disposed of the body, allegedly. There was a quote from the district attorney that one of the kids told the investigators, not in front of the caregiver, that I'm never going to see my sister again. She's in heaven. Wow. How can you deal with something like that? It just blows my mind. Anyways, they arrested the one caregiver, and the other woman that lived in the house, she took an overdose. Don't know if it was intentional, possibly, can't tell for sure. However, she survived, and she was now charged with homicide as well. So 2 people charged with homicide of a 9-year-old girl. Unbelievably sad. I can't fathom it. Kind of need to let that cool down a little bit. Should be passably warm. Of course, it didn't open correctly. There we go. Ooh. That looks good. I don't know if you can see it, but it is lots of chickpeas, looks like potatoes. Gonna have to check this out. I know it's a fixed focus, but look at that. We'll have to see how that goes. Looks pretty good. Oop. Very good. I've got coffee all over me already from earlier. Can't take me anywhere. This is pretty good. It's taste some spices. I think I'm gonna add that chili sauce. Yeah, I'm definitely going to put this on here. We'll try and see here. Is this a liquid sauce or is it a... Oh, it's a liquid sauce. We'll try a little bit of it here. It's not too bad. All right, let's try it with the sauce, the chili sauce. The chili sauce really helped it out. Wipe my mustache off, the flavor saver. That chili sauce makes it very spicy. It's pretty darn good. So, talking about the girl who passed away, it never ceases to amaze me of what people can do to children. The outrage was bad enough by the public. How can you be so heartless to do that to a child? I mean, I've covered so many stories about child abuse that have led into unaliving. But this woman was a friend of the mother's. I think she was related. The biological mother gave up her custody to this alleged murderer because she says she was on drugs and she wasn't a fit mother at the time. And I can understand that she wanted what was best for her child, but she's really upset about what happened because she lost her baby more than once. She was working to get her back. And it seems like so senseless. I just... it's been said before that, the more and more I'm around people, the more I like my dog, or I like my cats, And God, that's true. It really is true. I don't want to get on a soapbox here. But as a father of 2 children, I hope to God they both get what they deserve. This meal is really hitting the spot. And Germs, thank you very much for this. This was excellent. I asked him to surprise me. He wanted to know if I wanted a menu, and I told him no, just surprise me. And boy, did he ever. It's pretty freaking fantastic. I'm a sucker for Indian food. Shouldn't take long, it's still hot. All right, so Oh, I'll tell you a little story about my time in Cleveland. My name must have got on the wrong list because I was just a stupid cameraman, you know. But I got this VIP invitation, RSVP. And so, yeah, my wife and I went. Order served beforehand, party, little behind the velvet rope, so to speak. So my wife and I got there early, and we got in, and we were checked off, and everything was fine. We go and we walk around the exhibit a little bit, and then we go and to the little VIP area, and have some cheese, crackers, a little bit of wine, and my wife and I are just talking and just chilling, and saying like we can't really believe that we're actually here, and I'm waiting for someone to jump out and say, "Surprise, you're on candid camera." Some of you younger people may not get that reference. You're on candid camera. So we're sitting there, and this gentleman comes over with his wife, and he's like in a sports jacket and jeans and button-down shirt and hair's in a ponytail, and he's got a beard down to about here. And he says, "You all mind if we sit with you?" No, hey, that's fine. Please do. Nice to have somebody to talk to. So this gentleman proceeds to sit down and talks with us and everything, and he's got this southern drawl. And I said to him, "Where are you from?" "Oh, we're from Florida." "Oh, yeah, okay. Well, I live here in Cleveland. I'm working the TV news." I said, "But I'm originally from Pittsburgh." And, "Oh, Pittsburgh's a nice place, and Cleveland's really nice. The Rock and Roll Hall of Fame's pretty awesome." Blah, blah, blah. We're making small talk. And about that time, it's an hour before the world premiere of this movie, and it's supposed to be honored guest VIPs and everything like that. They're just seeing the first screening of it. But they opened part of it up to the public, the Rock Hall to the public, so people could come in and, meet, people from Lynyrd Skynyrd and whatever. And we, so we're sitting there, and, we're like in the little like VIP section, but there's a velvet rope that is separating the public from the VIPs. Yeah, not me, right? So we're there, and everybody starts yelling, "Artemis, Artemis, Artemis! Can you come over? Can you sign my autograph?" And he takes a deep breath. He goes, "Oh, excuse me, please." And gets up and he walks over. And I looked at Liz, my wife, and I said, "Uh-oh." I said, and I turned to his wife. I said, "Is he a member of the band?" I said, "I love the music, but I've never really gotten into like the members." And she goes, "Yeah." She says, "That's Artemis Pyle. He's the drummer. He was on the plane when it went down." I'm like, I felt like this big, because I didn't recognize him. And so he signed some autographs and took pictures, and he came back over and he apologized for walking away, and I apologized to him because I was like, "I'm sorry, I didn't recognize you." And he goes, "Oh," he says, "forget it." He says, "Sometimes it's nice not to be noticed." And I said, "Well, I'm not going to ask you for an autograph. I don't do that. I work in television. I meet quite a few people." I said, "But I don't like asking for autographs. That's just something I don't do." So I said, "You're safe." And my wife's kicking me like, "No, get his autograph," right? And he laughed and he says, "No, I understand. I appreciate that. Thanks." And we talked about life and, how things were after Skynyrd and everything like that. And he's just a normal guy, he's really nice. And then the infamous guy with the clipboard and the little earpiece comes over and says, "Mr. or Mrs. Powell, can you come with us, please?" And he goes, "Hey, you guys come too." To me and Liz. And I'm like, and the guy's like, no, this is, and he's like, no, he says, "They're coming with us." And his wife goes, "Yes, they are." Okay. So here we go. And we're trotted out onto like their little like red carpet thing before the premiere of the movie. And we're just standing there like, oh my goodness. And we get to walk like the red carpet. And we're nobody. We are like nobodies. But we go in and he goes, "You're all going to sit with us. Come on. So and me and my wife are inside the theater, the movie theater, where we're surrounded by all these people from Lynyrd Skynyrd. I have the backing group, the Honkettes, right in front of me. I was sitting 2 seats down from Ronnie Van Zant's daughter. It was wild, surreal, and the movie was the documentary, I should say, was just incredible. There's actual film from when they were on the plane right before it crashed. And Artemis has a really interesting story where he was in the plane and he obviously survived the plane crash. And he crawled through a swamp to a little shack that he saw. And he's all bloodied and he's, got the long hair and the beard and everything. And if I recall, he got shot by a kid because the kid got scared because he thought the Artemis was trying to steal their chickens. And he had to explain, no, plane crash. And, this kid went and got his dad, and I think he got hit with a .22 in the rib or something like that. I can't remember the exact story now, but it was a good 15 years ago, 20 years ago maybe, that this happened, and the story happened, I should say. And it was pretty incredible. He was really nice, and at the very end, he gave me like a man hug, and his wife did, and I gave her a hug, and they were really sweet people. He actually signed our CDs for us, and I didn't ask him to. There's only 3 people I've ever gotten autographs from, and that's Dick Clark, Ed McMahon, and Ringo Starr. Those are the only people I've ever gotten autographs from other than Artemis Pyle. So I was so enamored about telling you guys about the Lynyrd Skynyrd meeting Artemis Pyle, the drummer. I forgot all about my oat biscuit. And I finished my coffee, so I'm going to eat this dry. This should be fun. Can't wait to see how this tastes. Yeah. If you could open it. It smells a little little of vanilla, I should say. And it's thick. And let's try it out. Very creamy. Definitely taste the oats. It's almost like a shortbread. Sleeping in this tent should be an adventure. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to trying it out. I'll show you the inside when I get in. I'm anxious to see how it goes. See if I fit in it and how comfortable it is. The lot I'm on is a little bit on a slope. Couldn't be helped. I tried to find the most flattest part I could. But this whole area here is on a hill, so you know you got to deal with what you're dealt, I guess. That is actually a pretty good biscuit. When I say biscuit, I mean the British biscuit. It's our cookie, but and biscuit has a silent U in it, by the way, for you non-British people. Not too shabby. I'm going to sit by the fire here and have a nice little evening. Catch up with my wife, see how she's doing. And I'll be back a little bit later. Right now, it's 58 degrees here. Gonna get down to 41 degrees. I may need to go get my my hat and my gloves here pretty soon. It is so quiet here tonight. I don't want to speak too loud to bother other people here, but it's so dark here. I think I'm just gonna have the last remnants of my campfire going here, and then I'm gonna go climb into my tent and put in the headphones, watch a little bit of YouTube, see how the tent holds up tonight. I'll see you guys inside the tent. I'll talk to you guys in about another half hour or so. All right, well, I'm inside my tent. I'm gonna enjoy tonight. Oh, there's a little hoop there. I'm probably gonna put a light there. I'm gonna enjoy this tent. I'm gonna probably unzip it and do a little cooking here. Not cooking. I'm probably just gonna heat up a little bit of cup of coffee before I go to bed. I have a feeling I'm gonna get a lot of condensation here tonight, but I don't think it should be too bad. I'm gonna have my boots off and my feet touching the edges. This is not a very long tent, height-wise or width-wise if you're laying down. I will see you in the morning, okay? I'll let you know how the tent was and how I slept, and if this might be a tent that you guys might want to try. I know Novice Wild Camper, I guess he really liked it, but he said it was a little bit too short for him because he's 6'4". I'm 6'3". I'm going to be bumping my head and feet, but oh well. It's all about the experience of getting out, right? So, anyways, I'll see you guys later. See you in the morning, God willing. Have a good night. Well, good morning, people. How are you today? Yeah, it's about 25 after 8. Had a very good night last night, with one exception. This tent gets so much condensation on the sleeping side of it. Single wall tent, yeah, it's going to happen. It just was very wet, no matter what. My head was touching the top, my feet and the sleeping bag were touching the bottom. So yeah, it was not a great experience with this tent, but I understand. Roomy, this vestibule is great. I need to learn to pitch this tent better also. I think it would be a little bit better if it wasn't pitched on a slight incline. But that's just the nature of this campground and this area right here where I'm at. It's on a slope, and I'll show it to you in a second here. But yeah, it's not too bad. The sun should dry everything out, and I think I'm going to get rid of my sleeping bag tonight and just go with the air mattress and a quilt. See if that does any better. It's restrictive in here right now with just the one person, me, and and this is really just a one-person tent. It's not a two-person tent in the least. However, it does provide you with this really nice vestibule. It's large. I woke up twice last night. I went to bed really early, like at 10:30. I was tired. I had been up early with the kittens, as my wife had been also, and our dog, and I just could not go back to sleep. So, yeah, I crashed early last night. It was good sleep though. It was nice and cool. I had my Nature Hike 3-in-1 heater, and I used it here and went through 2 canisters of butane. But this thing is so airy. I wasn't worried about it causing problems. I had it out here in the vestibule, no issues whatsoever. Kept it warm enough in here. I had it on low, on its lowest setting. I wasn't taking any chances, I can't deal with carbon monoxide poisoning. Anyways, let me get over to making some muesli, and I'll be back in a bit. Okay, it says stir it up. May need to add a little bit more water. I don't know. See. All right. Let's see just how this looks. Very thick. See if it rehydrated. Looks like it rehydrated well. It just has a consistency of wallpaper paste. Probably tastes like it too, I'm guessing, but let's see. It's bland. Could use some sugar or a little more sugar, but it's oatmeal, cold oatmeal. Piece of fruit in there. It's not too bad. This is definitely a bad choice on my end with the milk. Last night with the chickpeas, and today with the milk. May not be the best of choices. But then again, I'm by myself, so the only thing I risked was an explosion last night from the Nature Hike 3-in-1 heater. But the good thing was this was so well insulated that there was no really risk of an explosion from those chickpeas. It's not too bad. Yeah, I could get used to this. Let me show you. Right now, I have this little table here. And this little table here, it's a nature hike. I don't know if you can read that. Nature hike. Collapsing table, folds in on itself. Accordion style. Legs flip up and under. This is one of the best tables I've had next to a bigger, camping table. This thing goes everywhere with me. And last night I had the Nature Hike 3-in-1 heater on this out in the vestibule here. And it gets off the ground. And this is my first time I'm going to cook actually in a vestibule, but I'm going to put my stove on it as well. And my little Soto stove and gas cylinder here. And I'm going to make some coffee after I rinse this out. I want to go trail hiking and maybe do a dispersed camp sometime in the near future up in the Allegheny National Forest. New adventure for me. That'd mean like not taking a whole lot of equipment or gear. Probably need to take one camera and batteries and this little table, sleeping bag, probably this tent, or maybe a quilt in this tent, and a little in my Soto stove, and some isobutane, and that's in a little cat hole kit. I don't know. I don't know if I'm up for it yet. Maybe I'll wait until next year. With the weather getting colder and everything, but I'd really love to do it soon. I want to get out, get more exercise. I mean, I get a lot of walking and carrying stuff, physical, strenuous activity that way. But especially on Friday nights when I have to shoot football, I run up and down a sideline. I put a lot of steps in when I do that. Plus I'm carrying a 30-pound camera on my shoulder. So that's, it's not all that much of a challenge, but it gets to you after a while, and we shoot 2 games a night on Fridays, so it gets there. It gets you, you get a lot of physical activity out of that. Yeah, I'd be really hopeful that I could go out and do some trail hiking and maybe do a dispersed camp out that way, which is actually not too far away. Down the road here, the Allegheny National Forest. There's some really nice trails, and Onyx Backcountry added a new layer to their maps, dispersed camping, and I think I'm going to utilize that, scope out some places to go and see, and it's really interesting how they show like the trail, and people have graded these trails like easy, medium, hard, and it tells you all about how you can access them with the height of the roads and everything like that. If you need a high vehicle, or if it's a wide vehicle, if it's only a narrow vehicle, or an ATM, or an ATV. Yeah, an ATM. Yeah, drive your money around. It's a great app, and my wife and I have used that quite a bit to scope out some potential sites and So we'll be using that more and more in the future. And with that dispersed camping coming out, I think we're probably going to be doing that pretty soon. Especially I am. Just may have to wait until the springtime to go on out again. Oh, damn it, that's the second time I've done that. Shouldn't take long for that to get heated up though. Add some, I usually don't add sweetener. Well, actually I do in the instant kind. If it's instant, I'll add some sweetener. Bring a rag for your garbage. Once again, good morning, everybody. I will get back to you in a little bit. I'm going to have my coffee. I'm going to check my emails, and I'll get back to you in a bit. Okay? Cheers. I decided I'm going to take a little walk on the trail here. It's about 1.5 miles long. I'm out here, like I said, at Cherry Springs State Park, and so far I haven't even hit the trailhead yet, but I'll let you look at what I'm walking on right now. Lots of little runoff areas to keep the trails from washing out. You can see that there's been like some trees downed right through storms. Walked right through a cobweb. Didn't even see it. Uh-oh, I should have brought my trekking poles. I have traversed the canyon. Grizzly Adams, eat your heart out. And here I am back out to where I started. Gonna walk up that way, and into the park. I know some of you are saying, wow, a whole mile and a half. You must be exhausted. Don't push yourself. Ooh, well, I'm getting there. I weighed myself yesterday before I left. I was down to 222 pounds. Not bad for a guy that used to weigh 368. But anyways, I'm going to sign off here for now, and I'll see you guys when I get back to camp. Bye. Well, I'm back at camp, or the campground, I should say. And let me tell you, my hips are barking right now. But it was a pretty good workout for a novice like me, I guess. I'll see how much I actually walked. I think it was about a mile and a half, maybe. I haven't looked yet. I'm guessing. But it's good to be back home as it is. Thanks for putting up with me so far. By the way, I know, like I said, I'm not the most interesting man in the world. But I try to make my videos a little bit entertaining, a little bit informative, a little bit funny. I just like to ramble. Speaking of rambling, shout out to Rambling On, his YouTube channel, and his other YouTube channel, Still Rambling. Really great guy, great Irish guy. I would definitely give his channel a look-see. Great sense of humor. He loves to go dispersed camping, wild camping, and I think that you watch a video of his, you'll really enjoy his video channel, his take on life, his sense of humor. Yeah, he's a good guy. Oh man, I'm gonna be making my lunch here. Gonna be making the sausage casserole. I'm gonna heat it up in this nature hike kettle. Add some water to it and get the party started here. So while this is boiling, and I'm reheating this and mixing up my energy drink. I'm going to tell you a little story. Back when I first started in Cleveland, back in 95, maybe 1996, I covered a story about a fire that displaced a family of like 7 people, and it was down south in a different county than Cuyahoga, where I usually covered. And my reporter and I went down there, and the house is, no one's living in it right now, of course, because it was a total loss. Excuse me one second. That's really good. So anyways, so no one's in this house, but we talked to the neighbor. He was nice enough to talk to us. He was restoring an old Cadillac. and it was a 65, I believe. It was in his garage. He was cleaning the engine parts off with gasoline. And as we're interviewing him, and we're asking about the family, and it was the mother, father, and 5 kids, I think, I recall. And we're talking to him, and I guess one of his cats came over and started to drink out of the container where he was of gasoline. He was using like a gasoline solution to clean off the gunk and years of grime off these car parts. And we were like stunned, and he like shoos the cat away. Crazy cat, starts yelling at it. Well, we go back to interviewing this gentleman, and the cat, which had run away, comes back, and he's acting really strange. Like really strange. Starts howling and rolling around on the ground like he was in distress. And it was very disconcerting. And all of a sudden, the cat just like gets up and like arches its back and gone like a shot. It took off. It started to run. And it starts to run around and around and around in circles. And then he starts to run around the house. And this goes on for 2 minutes, and I'm shooting video of it. I'm covering it, and we can't believe what we're seeing. And it's like 11th trip around the house, and it's howling. It's making this noise. Almost sounds like a siren. But I hate to laugh because I felt bad for the poor cat because of what happened. It comes up for the 11th time, 12th time, comes around and makes a hard left and comes straight towards me, his owner, and my reporter. And all of a sudden the cat just like starts to shake and violently just tremble and shake, and it was distressing. And the cat just like shudders, and he just stops and he falls over. And I looked at the owner, and he says, well, he must have run out of gas. Okay. Sorry, that took too long to get to that punchline. Sorry. But I just had to kill time somehow. Still waiting. Still waiting for you to laugh. Or shake your head, or leave a comment about how bad that joke was. Please do. It's like 4 o'clock in the afternoon, going on 4 o'clock in the afternoon. And I had chatted with my wife earlier in the day, and she's not feeling the best. And I think I'm going to head on home. I'm going to tear this tent down and pack up and head on home. I don't want her to be alone. So I'm going to tear this all down, get home like in about 3.5 hours, and I'm just going to end it. I'd rather be at home with her when she doesn't feel well than not be there when she does feel well. So I'm just going to go home. I'm going to tear this all down. Sorry for the shortened version, but I wasn't doing much anyways except blathering on. And I will tell you again, stay off the news. Bye.